Me, me, me.
Me, 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 me,
Do, re,
me,
mi,
me.
sa, ti, la, ti,
No,
do.
no.
Well, thank you
Do,
guys.
lay,
Oh,
do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, something.
yeah.
Pretty good.
You did better than I
Yeah.
did. Thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host Matty J.
Got it
Um,
right. He's got it right.
well, drunk too. So yeah, fucking pretty interesting week for a big bowl weekend.
Say just overall, very fun week
Oh, dude,
of
yeah.
just football
Oh,
for us.
yes. And like I was trying my best, like being out of town watching the games.
Hmm.
I'm sitting there like at work, headphones in, trying to like listen to my boss yell at me from like it's like Matt rope or something like that to like toss that rope.
Rope.
Yeah, so like we're moving material up and down towers and stuff.
Sure.
And so like I toss a rope off the side, he tie it up and I pull it up. But I get
Um,
distracted watching a game. Like
what's on your
it's
hand?
I had to do some math today. Um so I had to measure out one of our lifts. There was math equation on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I
But
bet.
like I had to measure out the width of one of our man lifts and I measured out the width of an alleyway to see if there was enough room for our lift to fit in this alleyway.
Okay.
But like I had to get the edge of the tire, and there's no real good spot for me to put the edge of the tape measure on it.
Hmm.
So I had to eye the edge and then eyeball a known position that I could hook my shit up to. So I wrote down that first number. Oh, you don't want to take the first sip?
No, to the winner goes the spoils. So I'll let you go first. Oh, oh no. No, no.
Good luck, buddy.
So this is Sugar Blast Blended Distillings The Good Life. I saw this. And I like when I took a whiff on
That's
the
a
stream.
1205.
Oh man.
That seems a whole lot more.
Ooh. Ooh man. It gets you at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh man. God damn.
I don't want that anywhere near us for tomorrow.
I guess we gotta finish it tonight then.
All right, fuck it.
Dude, it's getting me shivers. Ooh. Mm.
But so yeah, like I had to measure out the shit. I did fractions today. You know how long it's been since I did fractions,
For me, it's been a couple months because that was my last math class.
brother? Junior year of high school
Do
was
you
the
remember
last time.
most of it?
No, I had to like
Oh
really. I
man.
had to really sit there and
What you have
think.
to do? Add, subtract, multiply, divide.
I don't even remember what I did. Like
Okay.
most of all the stuff that I was handling was quarters, so it's a little bit easier to handle, like 3/4 and 1/2. So it was like 32 plus 60 or
Yeah,
32.
yeah, dude. For adding, subtracting, you just make the denominator.
Yeah.
This is not what we came here to do. This is not what we came here.
MattCast
This is not what we came here to
Sportscast.
do.
But
Uh,
yeah, so yeah, I was listening to sports
yes.
as my bosses were yelling at me. So I'm sitting there watching the 10:30 a.m. game, like bowl game, just like, and I'm
Did
like,
it?
Matt,
It didn't start at 10.
there
Or
were like some
you're
like
talking
there
about
were
okay.
yeah, but
I
there's
say
like
because your game didn't start till
two
3,
2:30. Yeah.
2:30.
But like there was like some random bowl games like the fucking uh QAnon fucking bowl game or
Sure.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some knockoff shit that started at 11:30 Eastern time, but
Yeah.
10:30 for us.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like at work listening to a game, just trying to keep up with all the bowl games. I didn't finish that one, but and I barely caught some of the Huskers game just because work started to pick up on that day.
Yeah. It was a fun game. It wasn't anything for like a Husker fan to go like, ooh,
Oh,
you know.
I honestly like I would be cheering as a Huskers fan just
Yeah,
because
dude,
it's so
the
yeah,
first win since 2015
yeah,
from a bowl game.
yeah,
So like in that aspect is it's a lot to celebrate, but it's not like we went in there and beat
yeah,
their ass.
yeah.
Is what I like what I was going for.
So with you saying that, you guys cheering about your first bowl game
Hmm.
since 2015, I
Uh-huh.
saw a Facebook post.
Uh-huh.
Iowa State's first bowl game win was in 2000. They had been a school for over a century
Huh.
and had not won a bowl game, but they'd been to like three before
Wow.
that and had not won one. And like they were all in like the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
just didn't win any of them. And then we had a 4-0 start at the beginning of the 2000 season,
Mm-hmm.
and guess who beat us?
Nebraska. That's
Nebraska.
funny.
Yeah, but they
Probably when we
also
were in the Big 12
yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was also one of the years that Nebraska won the Big 12 and was a contender for the national championship.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like right after we were 90,
98, I think was when we must have
97,
been.
98, or was it 90?
I think 97, 98.
Josh, when did we go back to back? Nebraska, 97, 98? We did it twice, though. We went back to back twice. Was it 80? I think you're 84, 85, and then 90. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah,
As I was.
yeah.
Dude, I wish you
But
bought
yeah,
that jacket.
like
I'm so happy about that Christmas gift I got him. Super sick.
super sick.
Problem is, it's got like genuine leather.
Yeah.
He can't wash it. He can't
Oh,
he
so
can't dry clean it. So I was sitting there, I was like, I don't know how the fuck you're gonna clean it.
yeah.
Good luck.
He has to get like leather cleaner and like do the whole
Yeah.
shebang. Yeah.
So he'll figure it
But
out. He's a smart boy.
but yeah, so like work was just finishing up for me
Mhm.
for the Iowa State game, and like
And for you guys having your first meeting together, are we just good? Are we cool to jump right into your guys' bowl
well,
game to
let's
start?
talk a little bit more
Okay,
about
then I'll
that.
wait.
But
I'll
yeah, it's
wait.
just like I would be happy as a Nebraska fan.
I am. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I am happy. Yeah.
Like I think they're genuine reactions. Like Dylan Raiola as a freshman
Taking
getting a
us
bowl
to a
win.
bowl
Yeah,
game, bowl win.
I think
It's
it
a good
was.
way. A lot of our seniors who originally kind of opt out came in, like Ty
Yeah,
Robinson, Nash Hutch Maker was there. I think Tommy Hill is still opted out,
yeah,
but um, yeah, it was still a
yeah.
good win. I think all of our running backs got a touchdown.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah. Hi, Julie. Watch out for the watch out for the prop. But yeah, so like here, let's just go to ESPN and let's just take a look at some of the bowls.
Well, so if we're gonna after your talk of the Bills, go into Iowa State's, and then we'll go into other ones. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay.
So I gotta like kind of watch the game. I was at work as well,
Yeah.
so I gotta kind of like hop in and out. It was just like a fun game. I wish
Yeah.
that I don't know if Nebraska was able to sell it out, but like it looked like it was rainy conditions. And it was weird. It looked like they said that one half of the field was
Nebraska.
no, one half of the field was like really wet and the other one wasn't so bad. Um, our boy Josh Tressler made a lot of custom cleats for the Huskers. It looks like they got them wear them in pregame and warmups, but they weren't able to wear them out on the field.
That's unfortunate.
From what Kessler was saying,
Yeah.
it looks like it's kind of like a coach rule, like, hey, we're all going to be relatively
Yeah.
uniform.
And like,
Um,
you can't be mad at that too, especially
no,
at the college level. Maybe at
yeah,
the pro, you'd be like, all right, dog, like,
pros,
yeah,
yeah. Let me get fined for wearing
yeah,
these. Just like fucking, is it oh, Jalen Hurts, who wears like the two different color
yeah,
cleats. ESPN fucking or the NFL ESPN like makes a post about it,
yeah,
deletes it, and then fines Jalen Hurts for
yeah,
wearing, which is so dumb to
yeah,
me. Like, dude, who cares? As long as it's not like offensive, who the fuck cares? Let them wear
yeah.
their cleats.
Let them
Like,
wear the cleats. Yeah.
anyway,
So
fun game. I wish so they had a an I formation where they had Ty Robinson, who's like our senior defensive end. And they've done it a few different times where he lines up at fullback, and everyone keeps wishing that they would just hand the ball off to him to
yeah,
run it in and get one touchdown.
yeah,
But no, he does it. He lays out like a clean block every single time, and which always leads to a touchdown. But I think everyone wants to get a win. It was good to win over fucking Bill O'Brien.
yeah,
Like one of the few coaches I genuinely just don't like.
yeah.
Just in his time in Texas and then how he screwed over the Texans for years to come with trading away D Hop when they did
Oh,
the
dude,
mishandling of fucking Deshaun Watson, JJ Watt,
that was
I think,
Deshaun Watson when like he was
or
good,
yeah, it was
and D
Deshaun.
Hop.
Yeah, D Hop
Yeah, D
was
Hop when he was young and fucking phenomenal.
should have paid him
Deshaun was a fucking before he was touching it. Yeah,
allegedly. Yeah, yeah.
allegedly.
Not found guilty in a court of law.
But like he was a great quarterback then.
Yeah,
And then
and
you said TJ or JJ Watt too.
yeah,
I'm just like you have three major star powers on your team.
two, one for sure Hall of Famer, two harsh. Like you can, well, not Deshaun, but
You
like
can make an
D Hop.
argument for D Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like in that time. Right now, I mean, he'll probably get his first ring potentially if he sticks with the Chiefs. I think there's a good place for him to be at where he's like a veteran. He's not like super good right now. He's kind of like what Odell was when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, where it's like a
He has
good,
a
solid
game.
veteran.
Yeah. He
Even
has a
though
game where he pops off, but like most of the time he's getting 1 or 2
yeah, and
receptions.
when we went like we had him for that game against the Ravens, he popped up for us, and if he didn't play that game, we had a
Yeah.
huge chance of fucking losing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going off a weird diatribe.
Yeah.
But it was a good game. I think like at work it was super dead because everyone wanted to go and watch that
The
game
Huskers
either
game.
at a
Yeah.
bar. Halftime it got super busy, and at the end of the game got super busy at work. But in between, like during the game, everyone wanted to go and watch that game. And to play in Yankee Stadium, super cool, especially like for the players and how they got to talk about it. I was watching a lot of the like videos, like either them walking around New York City or when Coach Rule was talking about like the post game conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah. So reason why I'm drinking now for the Iowa State win,
Mm.
dude, I was so fucking nervous going against Miami, dude. I was sitting there watching, like when I turned on the game at work,
Yeah.
it was like in the closing periods of the day. Like we were cleaning up.
We were kind of texting through that game too.
Yeah.
Can you pull up that game, especially like the play by play?
Yeah.
It is so fucking funny.
Dude, it is wild.
You might need to go up because I think you're on Monday. Oh well,
I'd have to do
it
that.
might. Yeah. I thought you could go left or right. Yeah, I think hold on, go
That's 27.
right there, right there.
Yeah. So
And then the game we want to talk about right after, right underneath.
So, but yeah, so play by play. But yeah, dude, so like
Miami starts off with the ball. First snap,
first
fumble.
snap, fumble.
Yeah.
And it's a high snap off to the left, and the running back
Yeah.
jumps up for it.
Yeah.
Not even the quarterback.
Yeah, not Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Well, Cam Ward, like he jumped to get a hand on it, but I think whenever
running back, like
if you're Cam Ward, here's the thing: I'm not blaming Cam Ward for not jiving on a fumble this early in the game.
Yeah. Especially when he's trying to beat the record.
Well, he's trying to go for Casey, and he's going to be declaring for the draft.
Yeah.
In a few weeks.
Yeah.
Like, do not be a hero. Legit, don't be a hero.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, dude, literally fumble. Iowa State takes it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, all right, cool.
Great start.
Can we do it again?
Dude, great start. And then for me, I was like a little bit on the side of y'all cook this next drive.
Yes.
One play, 75-yard bomb. And I was like, oh my God. And then it just kept going back and forth. And we were texting about it. And what did I say? It was like, dude, neither one of the teams want to play defense.
No one wants to play defense.
Yeah.
For literally the first quarter and a half.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a single stop. It was all scores.
I believe so. Look at what the punt that Iowa State did. I think that was in the second quarter. Yeah, because that's when like things got a little bit muddy.
Yeah.
Is there's a punt and then a fumble on the wide receiver.
The first punt was at 28-28.
Yeah.
For the viewers, if you didn't see.
And it's touchdown.
Literally fucking 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Before a single punt, a single field goal.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Like, it was so fun just to watch the game.
Dude, yeah.
And like, especially as a fan, I was like, here's the thing. Last episode, I was like, hey, I don't really foresee Iowa State winning.
I was honest too. I'm just like, this is a game.
Yeah.
I'm extremely nervous for.
And dude, the coworker that he was just like, yeah, is that game good enough for you? And I was like, well, here's the thing, man.
Cam Ward did sit out.
Cam Ward, yeah, he sat out in the second, and like I was like, yeah, that gave you guys a better opportunity to win. It's still a win. I'm not trying to take anything away from Iowa State. You guys were out. Your number one receiver,
Jaden Higgins.
Yeah. Here's the thing: Miami was out like 4 of their receivers, but like they're not talking about that. Like a lot of Miami guys opted out, and they had their second string in.
A lot of them were declaring for the draft.
Yeah, and like here's the thing: I'm not gonna hate on them for doing that, and I don't hate on Iowa State for getting that win. But I'm like, you can't just sit there and go like, "Oh, we took care of business. We absolutely handled Miami. We're making a stake for the Big 12 over the ACC." I was like, "You guys got to win. You should be happy about it, but don't be coming at me like
saying like my argument is that like Iowa State showed that we can compete with higher caliber teams. At least for the first half, we competed very well.
Yes. for the first, and that's what I told him. That's actually a good
Yeah,
point. For the first time you guys did, and what my exact words for him was, I don't know if you guys could have kept up with that pace because watching Iowa State for
yeah,
the season, and you've been more consistent with me with Iowa State, but from what I've been watching from the season in our conversations, is they consistently play at least 3 quarters of ball.
yeah,
Usually the third quarter they kind of peel back, or it's the fourth quarter they
yeah,
kind of peel back, but at least 1 quarter of ball. And that's what I told him is like if at that pace,
yeah,
if they kept Ken Ward in, I think it would have stayed that 10-point lead.
yeah.
I think that's what it would have stayed at.
I think it would
Whenever
have been a 10 point or 7 point lead.
Mhm.
And
I
whenever
only said the 10 because when it was at halftime.
yeah,
And that's what I told him. I was like, I think they would have kept that 10-point lead just going back and
yeah,
forth with you guys. If you guys would have taken like 1 to 2 drives off, which
yeah.
they did, like well, 3 really. They had the punt,
What
the
really saved
downs, and then the
Iowa
punt.
State was the turnovers.
Yes. Yeah.
We got really good turnover. Dude, that fumble, that
The
strip of the running back, Felcher or something like that,
what was it, a running back or a wide
it was a
receiver?
running back.
Was it a running back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he got a fucking check down pass.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then he started running up the field.
I didn't watch that part.
Dude,
I just saw that it was a
and it was
fumble
like
and off of a
it was
pass.
one of our linebackers, like our
Hmm.
more senior ones,
Hmm.
that was sitting out all season.
Hmm.
And this was his first game back
And
all year.
arguably, I think this is probably the most fun bowl.
Yeah.
They have the most fun with it. Pop Tarts have like the 3 guys.
Yeah.
They rip off their fucking
Yeah.
silver panties. One of them gets toasted. They
Yeah.
eat the guy. They had a memorial service for the last one that got eaten last
Yep.
year. Like it's probably the most fun bowl that
Yeah.
everyone talks about
Yeah. And like I'm glad Iowa State got to play in that game because it gets a lot of eyes
on Iowa State.
on Iowa State,
I
and
agree.
hopefully it helps bring more light to our program.
Especially when they talk about the next game on our thing
Yeah.
with Colorado. Are you right? You good to transition into, or you want to talk a little bit more about
Mhm.
Iowa State?
But it was just mainly what it was is just
Yeah.
like I was so nervous for that game that I didn't even drink afterwards too.
Oh
I
wow.
was still in like aftershock. So this is me
Well,
celebrating.
because especially like scroll down if you don't mind. Like I would have been a little nervous at the point where it was punt, downs, and a half, punt again,
Yeah.
and then they lead in a touchdown. So now you're down by 3 or down by 10,
Yeah.
and then touchdown, field goal, punt, touchdown.
Touchdown.
You guys take the lead, but you give it in the ball of the team that is
Dude.
relatively hot.
Yeah. And I was sitting there like too much time. I
Yeah.
was sitting there that whole drive that Iowa State scored on them, just
Mm.
like in the
You're leaving too
basement,
much.
in the basement of my cousin's house. I'm
Mm.
like, too much time.
Yeah.
Too much time. You're leaving too much time on the clock. 52 seconds? No, not with this team.
Mhm.
You gotta,
Especially what they did to us in their first scoring drive.
yeah,
1 play, 75 yards. That's too much time.
yeah. I do say is that Iowa State did a much better job in the second half stopping the run.
100%. I mean, they only had 10 points in the second half. And it looks like I think Iowa State had way more time of possession in the second half. Is there a way to check that? I was
It'd
trying to
probably
read that.
be
The team stats?
the recap. No,
No, no.
team stats. Yeah, I think it is team stats. No,
Oh, just
Miami
well, that's
had,
just total game. And I
yeah,
knew in the total, yeah, maybe in the anyway. Um,
but they had the same number of first downs, 24.
yeah.
Miami had more yards.
And the turnover, I mean, you guys being a +3 turnover.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one of the turnovers was at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
Yeah.
still like that's
Yeah.
what sealed it for you
Yeah.
guys.
Um, the dude who got the interception at the end of the game was the dude who came in for Bob Freeler, who's been like our lights out strong safety all season.
Mhm.
I think he's a senior too. So like it's kind of unfortunate that he got injured, like a knee injury on his last game of the year. So like it could potentially fuck with him on
Because
picks in the
he,
draft. Yeah.
yeah,
So like
unless
because
he potentially tries to get more eligibility, I don't know if
yeah,
they would give it to him.
I don't think so because I think he played 4 years in a row.
Hmm.
But yeah, Bob Freeler went out midway through, no, early third quarter. He went out. Um, but yeah, it's just like I was sitting there nervous as shit, and now I don't have work the next day, so
Hmm.
I'm sitting there now. I'm able to drink in celebration of my team winning the Pop Tart Bowl, 11 win season. which is the first 11-win season in our school history.
Well, you guys had one of the best starts, right? The first time going,
Not our best starts ever.
but like they tied it for the best start, right? 9-0,
Eight would have been our best.
8.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we lost at 7-0.
gotcha.
We would have
Yeah.
tied it at 8-0.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it was a
And for you
great
guys' first meeting, I think it was a lot of fun.
second meeting.
First,
We played Miami before.
no, like throughout the entire thing, they kept saying it was your first.
We've already played Miami before.
Google it. They kept saying it over and over again, like this is your guys' first meeting.
I think of the season, but
You guys might have been playing Miami, Ohio, because I saw that, but I don't think you guys. And I mean, even when we looked at it last week. So yeah, right there. Cool.
was that the first meeting? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was telling
I
you.
thought I saw like a
I saw your post, and that's Miami, Ohio. Yeah, and that's why I had to double take, and then like watching did you have it on the noise? Like, did you have the
no.
commentators on? The commentators over and over again kept saying like
During that game? Yeah.
first meeting between these guys. Yeah, so this is your guys' first
Yeah.
meeting, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go back to the next game, transition into.
I'll let you take this one. This is your conference.
All right, so Colorado's dick has constantly been sucked by every single sportscaster throughout all the season. And then people were saying BYU versus Colorado was the people's Big 12 championship. And Colorado got fucking mollywopped 36-14. They didn't score until the third and fourth quarter.
Mhm.
And like, I think I told you too, it's just like, if Colorado played against Arizona State,
Mhm.
they would have been even worse than how Iowa State played.
I agree.
If Iowa State had played against BYU, I think would have stood a much better chance. Just because like we don't do the greatest against the run, and BYU has a much more pass offense. So like I think if it was BYU Iowa State, would have been a much better Big 12 championship game. BYU Arizona State would have also been a pretty good Big 12 championship game. Um, but yeah, Colorado Arizona State, fuck no.
I think
Fuck no.
Colorado, dude, I really wanted to see Colorado play Iowa State this because honestly, that was to me would have been that them playing BYU to me those were like the benchmark games because
Yeah.
like I don't think Colorado played anyone in the top 4 for
No.
the Big 12,
No.
and yeah, everyone was giving
Stroking
them
them off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even when they lost to K State, they lost to Kansas,
Yep.
like the time that I thought they were silenced is when Nebraska beat them pretty
Yeah.
handedly. Like they were quiet, and then they strung together those wins, and they were right back in that conversation. And I was telling because I was telling the my coworker who really loves Iowa State. I was telling him like, dude, because he was talking about like how Cam Ward isn't that good of a quarterback. I was like, dude, I rate him well over Shador Sanders. If I would take Cam Ward over Shador. Like that's not a question. And I was like, yeah, he is a top 5 quarterback
Yeah.
in college right now.
Yeah.
I don't think that's worth debating.
And Dylan Gabriel is also fairly close to that Case Keenum career
That
touchdowns
that's
too.
I said to me, I said that I would take Dylan Gabriel over Cam Ward.
Yep.
And then yeah,
Cam Ward
Shador
would
would
be number 2. And
yeah.
then Shador would be.
I would put him in top 5. I would want to go and look.
I wouldn't put him at 3, but maybe 4 or 5. But
No,
um, yeah, it's just like, dude, like Shador, I honestly think it's just a Dion hype.
I think so too.
And
To me, there's not been anything that I've seen that's like, oh my god, man, look at
yeah,
this. You know,
look
it
at this
just
elite quarterback against bum ass teams.
it to me, I've seen way more when it's like, oh my god, look at what Dylan Gabriel did versus
Yeah,
Ohio State,
yeah.
or look what fucking Cam Ward did. And I mean, I know a lot of the
Cam Ward dragged his team to the spot they were at. And it's unfortunate they didn't get to play in the ACC championship. Oh gosh.
man,
Cheers.
yeah. You want to call that?
I'm gonna go take it to the people back there. honestly.
Yeah, get there.
Did you get a sip?
Yeah, I did it before you did. Yeah.
But oh, another transferring out of Colorado. Army beat Louisiana Tech.
Navy
Go
beat Oklahoma.
Alabama or Oklahoma,
Yeah.
which makes Navy better than Alabama.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Navy is better than Alabama. I'll state it here on the MattCast. Hot take, but
Mhm.
just looking at the memes, if
And that's what I was saying to you whenever we were talking about it, where like teams should be in. And I can't remember. I don't think you were the one that said Alabama. I know we talked about Alabama fans saying that they need to be in.
no,
There's just no
if
real.
their quality lost to Oklahoma and they lost to Navy,
Yeah.
who's lost 2 or 3 games this season, yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
abysmal.
Can you ride off real bit while I take a piss?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
So UConn, 2 basketball schools played in UConn and North Carolina played in Fenway Park or Fenway Ballpark. 2 basketball teams playing in a baseball field, pretty out of nowhere. UConn ended up beating North Carolina 27-14. TCU swiped the floor over Louisiana. Miami, Ohio beat Colorado State 43-17. East Carolina beat NC State 26-21, which honestly, that should have been a great bowl game to watch. Um, so, and then going into tomorrow's games, we got Alabama, Michigan, Louisville versus Washington, South Carolina, Illinois, Baylor, LSU, which Baylor, LSU might actually be a pretty good game to watch there. It's going to be a 2:30 game. But honestly, like if you're watching, the only
Do we need the other whiteboard, or do you think we're good with that?
no. So the first college football playoff game is going to be tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Penn State, Boise State. So Penn State, Boise State. We're going to stick with Boise State beating Penn State.
Penn State looked really good last
Yeah,
time out, but I say we just I say we
we
roll with
say we
it.
stick with it
Yeah, I'm still going Texas over Arizona
because
State.
me and my boss were actually talking about it on the car ride back
Hmm.
about some college football. He was like, he said, I want to see Boise State lose
Mm.
just because Penn State's been playing well all season. And I'm just like, yeah, but Boise State kept the number one team within 3 points.
Hmm.
And if they can keep the number one team within 3 points, I think they can keep just about. And Oregon State's the only undefeated team,
Oregon State.
or Oregon.
Okay, sorry.
Oregon's the only undefeated team
Yeah,
so far still. And
I'm
Boise State,
so excited to see them
Boise State
play.
kept them within 3, and so did Ohio State.
I'm really excited to see Ohio State go versus
Yeah,
Oregon again,
dude.
especially just the way that game ended, where Ohio State had the ball and they're driving, and just the worst clock management I've seen all
Yeah.
season happen in that game.
Um, dude, like waking up to try and watch Texas Arizona State after being hungover, like
It's gonna
drinking.
be on, but like we're gonna be sitting there like,
Yeah, we're gonna be like,
"Mm,
as like people are still passed out on their floor in our house, and we're just like blankets on over top, just like
turn off the commentary."
it's like, can you turn it down? It's on 0.
Yeah,
Turn it down.
turn it off.
Um, the TV screen's too bright. Turn it down. Um, yeah, it's gonna be rough. So if anybody's out here drinking on New Year's Eve, drink a lot of Pedialyte. You're too late now to start it, but you drink a lot of Pedialyte and electrolytes and drink some water.
You ready to transfer to NFL or
So I'll go over January 1st games just because I finished up New Year's Eve.
okay?
Texas Arizona State is the first game at 12 p.m. Central Time, so right there at noon. when everybody's already woken up after 1 hour before.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Ohio State, Oregon at 4. And to finish out the night, you have Notre Dame and Georgia. Which I'm going to make a prediction that we're not going to be cognizant until the Notre Dame Georgia game.
Okay.
Am I wrong in that prediction?
I'm probably really sleepy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have January 2nd. I'll just go till Friday. Or Saturday, I should say. Duke Ole Miss is on Thursday. North Texas and Texas State on Friday. Minnesota, Virginia Tech, Buffalo and Liberty. And that finishes up till Saturday. And the next games are on Monday. But, oh, wait, shit. Well, the college football playoffs are the last 3. So,
Yeah,
might
that's
as well
whenever.
finish it off. Monday, North Dakota State, Montana State. I mean, you can watch them. They're games. But then the next college football playoff is the 9th, the 10th, and the 20th. So I'm going to be, honestly, the 9th, 10th, and 20th are going to be the real times to watch the games. Transitioning to the NFL. And what do you want to pull out that whiteboard after this? Or
Whenever, yeah, we go into
okay.
next
All right,
week's.
cool.
Yeah.
So going for
Yeah, as we get into next week's situations.
going into our predictions, I picked the Steelers, you picked the Chiefs.
Yeah. That one, like, I wasn't trying to be, because, like, a lot of the ones I did last week were to be
Yeah.
just whatever you did, and hopefully there's an
Yeah.
upset. That one, I was pretty set on, like, the Chiefs were going to win.
Yeah. And like for that one, dude, I watched that game. The Steelers just were pissing me off that whole game.
They lead into my
Yeah.
next week's the last 2 games. It kind of leads to my next week's
Um,
prediction.
Ravens mop the floor on the Texans, but the Texans, they get a safety.
Woo!
I genuinely think that safety should not have been called because Derrick Henry had started making forward movement at the 1 yard line.
Mm.
He didn't start moving backwards, but they called it a safety.
I didn't get to watch the safety part. What I got to watch was Joe Mixon getting snuffed and the goal line to prevent them from scoring. I didn't watch that, and then I watched Beyonce have a weird halftime show. I know a lot of people liked it. I was like, whatever.
But
that one, if I wasn't trying to go against the grain, I would have picked the Ravens for that one.
Didn't you?
I picked the Texans. Okay. Yeah, not that I actually thought they were going to win. Them, the Bears, I didn't think they were going to win either. Just another one that
Seahawks Bears was only 6-3.
Dude,
so
that game was abysmal to watch. Just 3 field goals combined.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football. I mean, I know this is just a ton of people who always shit on Thursday Night Football, and this kind of shows
There's
why.
not been the greatest picks for Thursday Night Football this year.
Well, yeah, picks and just overall because you get a shorter week.
Yeah. Chargers absolutely demolished the Patriots 40-7.
Yeah, I would have picked the Chargers again instead of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Broncos Bengals, I was leaning more Bengals.
Yeah.
That one I was like, because that one I was like, this is a good split. I don't mind this one. I think, and it goes into what I have on this whiteboard right behind me. The Bengals need this win.
Yeah.
And
like, honestly, I was very stuck on Broncos or Bengals. I was really just like,
yeah, I remember you talking about before,
Bo Nixon's just like, I was gonna follow or Bo Nix. I was gonna
Bo Nixon.
Bo Nix. Bo Nixon. All right. All right, Matt. For the future of the MattCast, it's Bo Nixon.
Bo Nixon.
Yeah. So Bo Nixon. I was following his hype. I'm just like, all right, cool. He's been stringing along as a rookie quarterback.
But even he doesn't. I mean, you dropped 24. You're 21, and get a field goal range. He didn't. I mean, I don't think. I don't remember. I didn't watch this game. I was more focused on the Rams Cardinals.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
I'm fairly happy with the Rams. I was really nervous on that final drive. Did you see that game sealing pick for us?
No,
dude. Oh my fucking god! So Trey McBride, who's like a story in the NFL. I'm sure you've heard most receptions, no touchdown. I think in an entire season, he broke that record. He gets his first touchdown.
Yeah.
They get the ball.
I did see his first touchdown.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so like their last drive, they drive us right back into our red zone. They do a pass and Trey McBride's open,
Yeah.
but he doesn't see it. Hits off his helmet, flies in the air. Rams dive, fingertip catch,
Like Troy Polamalu catch.
tucks it in,
Oh wow.
game-ending pick. Problem is his momentum took him out of the end zone, so they marked us down at the 1-yard line. So we had to do like a few kind of like push type maneuvers
get you guys a couple of yards
before the knee.
Yeah.
But dude, that game I was really happy with.
Yeah.
And it was one of those games that like you can kind of see that like Matt Stafford's getting a little older, and like I think because he had this like big quarterback run that I think he got like 16 yards to the like right until like the 5-yard within 5 yards of the end zone, and he slid because the defender was coming in, and like the commentary were like, oh, if it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, vintage Matt Stafford, he would have lowered his shoulder into the end zone, and I was like, I'm glad he didn't. I'm so glad he didn't.
So when you said something about tush push, it reminded me something that I saw was a meme. I should have sent it in. Um, I I might be wrong in this, but I think Navy did this in their game. But they did a tush push. It was that or NC State. But they did a tush push deal. But instead of him going in, he did like an Statue of Liberty thing where he just threw the ball out behind him.
Yeah.
And the running back just took it. And so while everybody's collapsing in,
he just goes on the outside.
outside.
Man, that's gonna be such that formation is already such a fucking because even if you can't stop the tush push, now you have to worry about that aspect too, where you have to have someone spy.
And it was like part of the meme is that like every offensive coordinator writing that down.
Yeah.
It's just like I need this now.
So just to go back with that Rams win, we needed 5 teams to win the Sunday after for us to clinch the division. It was the Commanders, Bengals, the Vikings, and one more. I can't remember it. Anywho, they all did. We clinched our division. We
might have been
maybe. They mathematically eliminated the Seahawks, so we are going into the playoffs very happy with that. And I think we are one of the slept on teams because like we're not like the Vikings, the Lions, the Packers. They're like I think the Rams are going to be pretty dangerous. I don't foresee them maybe going into the Super Bowl as much as I would love to. But I think maybe if crystal ball type thing, maybe just wishful thinking. NFC North champion or NFC championship game, Lions, Rams going into the Super Bowl.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That'd be sick.
Especially since like I think everybody's probably predicting
the Lions.
Eagles,
Lions. Yeah. I think so.
Which like honestly, don't blame them for that choice either.
Yeah.
Like it's
I got to look and see who were projected to go versus.
Yeah.
That would kind of lead my.
That's what the whiteboard's for.
So. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah. Bills beat the Jets 40-14.
Dude, but it was like, those 14 points all came from Tyrod Taylor.
What?
14. The Aaron Rodgers is shut out.
And 2 gloves, Taylor.
Yeah, they bench Rodgers because he got no production.
Yeah.
And like, there's a meme I was gonna send it where he's just sitting there. He's like this. He's like, who can I blame? And he.
Yeah.
And that's another team. I think I picked the Jets. I didn't want the Jets. So I wanted the Bills. Like just another game where I was beating up Toots. Now the Raiders. I did want the Raiders because I have Amir Abdullah on my fantasy, who's a former Husker. So that one, I was like, I think we both talked about it. Like overall, this game means nothing. I don't care.
Yeah.
The game here's the thing. This next game, if you put a fucking lie detector test on me, and it's like, all right, who do you think is most likely going to win? The Colts or the Giants? The Giants are the projected going to get the first round pick.
Yeah.
If they lose this game, I would go like Colts.
Yeah.
hey, Joe Flacco's going to start instead of Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll still
Yeah. And the Colts are fighting for a playoff spot too. Yeah.
we're fighting for a playoff spot. It's like, yeah, give me the Colts.
Yeah.
Giants go on and win. They drop from the number 1 draft seed to the number 3 draft seed. Did you see Travis Hunter, who was projected to be the first overall pick, had custom Giants cleats made? Because he was like, I know I'm going to go here. And there was videos of him playing catch. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, fuck Travis Hunter.
Yeah, fucking, why aren't you going to our boy?
Yeah. What the fuck, dog?
But yeah, and I mean, now the Patriots have the number 1, which honestly, if I'm
Travis Hunter to the Patriots?
not a bad idea.
No.
Not a bad
Especially with
idea.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, I mean, because you're gonna have Drake May, who's gonna be a sophomore, going in. I don't know, has he? Because I don't think he's gonna play both sides of the field.
No, I don't think so.
So
but
either he's gonna be DB or he's gonna be wide receiver. And I was him, stay wide receiver, dog.
Yeah.
It's
more
the
productive.
more opportunity for this too. Because how many wide receivers can you name before you name a cornerback or a safety? Like how do you think you can name more wide receivers or more cornerbacks and
More
safeties?
wide receiver. Well, right now I could name or like current generation.
Yes.
Yeah. But if
I,
we went
I would
back to
even
like,
I would even wager overall. I think you can name more wide receivers.
oh no, fucking Jaden Reed or Ed Reed, fucking Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, fucking Matteo, whatever the fuck his name was.
I have no idea. Mateo.
Matt, he played for the Ravens and he also played for the Vikings a little bit too. Fucking Woodson for the Steelers. He was a fucking DB.
Just seeing how you are now, dude, I'm telling you, you can name more wide receivers.
Richard Sherman.
Okay.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to prove you wrong, but I'm too drunk to do it.
anyway, yeah, Giants win, which I had that in our split because of the thing, which I was like, a win's a win.
It's a win.
Eagles,
If
Cowboys,
I was good at editing, I'd put that soundbite in. Just a fucking a win's a win.
a win's a win. Don't fucking yeah.
Potentially starting up soon,
Mm.
couple soon weeks or whatever.
Eagles,
Cowboys.
dog walked Cowboys.
Saquon Barkley, we gotta toast him.
Over 2,000.
Over 2,000. Not many players have done that.
Kenny Pickett, dude.
He potentially going into the next weeks. He could potentially get the
All time
in
yeah.
the season over his ex team, the Giants.
But man, I wonder what they might do. Play him. How many yards is it for the record?
I don't know.
If you want to Google it, because you might, depending if it's over 100 yards, I can't imagine them wanting to play him for a whole game, especially if they know they're going to be going into the playoffs. Why risk hurting Saquon?
So 2,105 yards.
Eric Dickerson.
And
what team he played for?
Dickerson. Well, because you said that, I'm thinking it's Rams.
It is the Rams.
Like OG Rams?
Yeah, OG Rams.
Like 99 Rams?
I don't know if he won it in 99.
Actually, no, I think Jerome Bettis was with the 99 Rams.
Does it say when? Anyway, so fucking Eric Dickerson is at 2,105. What is Saquon at right now? 2,105. 2,105. I have to say it over and over again, or we're both gonna forget. 2,105. Just do ESPN. And he should have a season.
He needs 100 yards.
Oh, dude.
Honestly, if I'm Saquon, I'm playing it. You have 100 yards and you have been averaging fucking 5 point.
Is that 8 yards a carry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
13 TDs.
if I'm Saquon, I'm doing it, especially against my old team that traded me away.
Didn't even trade him away. I think they cut him.
Or even
And
worse,
yeah,
they cut me.
they
Oh,
didn't
dude,
want to pay me. They wanted to pay Daniel Jones,
yeah,
who they then let walk.
yeah,
And there's footage of them like, yeah, who's gonna want to pick up Saquon's contract? A fucking Super Bowl contending team.
yeah,
That's who.
yeah,
Like in your conference.
yeah. And they even were just like, I really like, and one of his own staff was just like, if the Eagles pick up Saquon, that'd probably be my worst nightmare.
Yeah. And
And look what happened.
yeah.
Um, yeah, if I'm Saquon, dude, they cut me. I'm playing that game. I'm getting the fucking record on them.
And just risk getting potentially injured.
Yeah, fuck the injury. I'm getting the record over my fucking old team. That's just my
The pride and yeah, I get that. Panthers, Buccaneers. I had the Panthers. I would have picked Baker Mayfield.
yeah.
I at least if to give the Panthers credit, I thought they would have kept it a little bit closer than what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
Baker Mayfield was cooking.
Five
Bucky
TD,
Urban was cooking.
5 TDs, 359 yards of passing.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, 20 carries, 113 yards.
I believe this is another one of those who care games between the Jags and the Titans. I believe you had the Titans and I had the Jags, so won that one. Whoop-de-doo. I don't know why they put in this new quarterback over Jameson Winston versus the
Jameis
Dolphins.
injured.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You were the one that told me that.
What's he injured with?
I think it was like a knee or elbow or something like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So
You told me because there was one game where it's like, oh yeah, I'm picking JMO. And it's like he's injured. And I'm just
huh.
like, huh?
I don't remember that.
I don't even know. I didn't even know then.
Oops.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Browns quarterback, the guy, I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
You know his touchdown to interceptions ratio?
3 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. Worse?
Yeah.
5?
So 1 touchdown to 10 interceptions between his starts.
Okay.
That's the worst in NFL history.
Yeah.
For a rookie.
Yeah.
Even though like Peyton Manning holds the record for rookies with the most
interceptions.
And I think all time most interceptions in a game. Or in a season.
I think
in a season, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I would have picked the Dolphins over the Browns.
Yeah.
Vikings, Packers. This is one of those games I did not mind. I really, if I had to choose, it probably would have been the Vikings. But with NFC North matchup, with the implications of this game,
yeah,
I didn't mind having the Packers. You had the Vikings. You came away with it.
Yep.
Came away with it. That's poor wording. You won it. And then I think I had the Falcons. You had the Commanders. A game where I really thought the Commanders probably would have won. Yeah.
And then
even though Michael Penix, I mean, still looked good.
Yeah. And then for today's game, Lions beat the 49ers. We stay Lions faithful.
I didn't want to. I was like, even though the
score?
The 49ers kept it really competitive within that first half. 2 Jake Moody touchdown or missed field goals.
Killed them.
Yeah, I mean, if you do 3 + 3, that's 6.
It would have been a tied game.
Yeah. So that sucks if you're a Jake Moody fantasy owner or if you're a 49ers fan.
Well, our Jake Moody fantasy owner is Epstein's flight log, who's at the bottom of our.
So in our league, doesn't even matter. He's not playing.
So going into our fantasy, OJ was framed, is now the champion over Coming for You, who came in at second place, 128-73.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I ended up coming in fourth place.
You ended up losing?
Yep. 143 to 123.
Damn.
So I scored fairly good.
Yeah, you guys both had a really good competitive game.
Yeah, and like I'm not mad about it. Also, like I picked up Jerome Ford because like he's the only good running back that was
healthy
and
available.
Yeah. And then he ended up getting injured in the game. Yeah. He got me 220, which was more than Ramondre Stevenson, who got me 0.10.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he was on my bench.
I'm kind of mad at myself because I lost my matchup and finished up in 8th. I definitely could have taken 7th, but here's the thing: I forgot what time the Chiefs. I thought the Chiefs and the Pittsburgh game was later. DeAndre
Yeah.
Hopkins scored 1.7. I was 100% going to put in McMillan.
Yeah.
Just for how Baker is, I was going to put in McMillan. And then as a goof, I was going to put in Amir Abdullah in my flex and then move Joe Mixon up. Joe Mixon ended up not really doing too much,
Yeah.
and neither did James Conner, who both got injured. But yeah, 16.2 for Amir Abdullah, 20 for McMillan, and then Zach Ertz. And I mean, Zach Ertz did a little bit better
Yeah.
than Sam Laporta, but I was going to keep Sam Laporta in. But overall, I really didn't care. I was just one of those things just like, if I would have remembered, but it was one of those things that like that game doesn't really mean much to me down the line.
The G spot ended up finishing up in 5th.
Mhm,
Auto draft dream team finished up in 6th. 2 Girls, 1 Cup, number 7.
mhm.
Run the Jewels, number 8.
Yep.
And then for the rest of the league,
Epstein's slight log will be punished.
yep. So we have Tom, I'm gonna kiss your kids, Brady.
Yeah.
Number 9, Amon Ra Doggin at number 10, Patrick Mahomes at number 11, and Epstein's flight log at number 12.
Shout out to Patty for not finishing in last, man. I really thought he was going to.
Dude, honestly, yeah.
With how Epstein's flight log started and how Epstein's flight log Patty Mahomes started,
Yeah.
I really thought he was
Yeah.
going to come in last.
Yeah. Because Epstein's flight log was surprising us.
Yeah.
For the first
Well, he had
3 or 4 weeks.
he had McCaffrey, and then he got injured. And as soon as that happened, I was like, this season's over.
Yeah.
And then he didn't swap
Well,
him
and
out. He
I
didn't
helped
build
him
the
out.
team. Yeah,
I helped him out, and then like he had a resurgence,
a little bit,
and
but
then
he didn't keep up with
he
it.
just didn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Ready to go in the next week?
but I just want to say that like it was a great season all overall.
I had a great time. I honestly, I feel the most bad for you.
Yeah,
I really thought this was your season. I was actually kind of hoping you would win, because then it would be like from me to you.
Yeah.
And I had this thought of like me handing the trophy to you physically.
Yeah.
And I don't even get to do that.
So I plan on getting the trophy, and it's something I want to talk with you too.
Mm-hmm.
For the divisional games,
I'd be willing to pay for the trophy.
I'll pay for it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just put as the pool like, hey, everybody will pay me back for the stampings of names.
Sure. Yeah.
But so I want to try and get as many of our league players together in the divisional rounds, not the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl is a little bit like,
Well, there's 2 people.
too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a divisional round party of all of us together, drinking, bullshit, and whatnot. And I want to try and at least have the trophy by then.
Yeah.
And then just like from there, talk to them, like tell them my.
And I think it'd be cool if the previous winner, me, and then the
Well,
who's the
the initial winner was 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like if he handed it to me,
Yep.
and then I handed to this next winner, who
OJ was framed.
thank you,
Yeah.
that's his name. I think that'd be a cool little like
I
passing
just
down
don't
thing.
think OJ was framed is going to be able to make it in town.
Worst comes to worst is like, hey, posthumously in his the second place winner, if he comes, which
we'll just take his profile picture.
and
like
yeah.
But yeah, I want to try and get a little party for our fantasy league.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Season.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
And then for the future stuff, before we get into next week's, you're gonna want to point the camera up there, buddy. Here, I'll pull it up for you.
Okay.
So
I'm probably just gonna back up because for the. Yeah, I'll back up. Or are we ready to?
Yeah. So so he's gonna pull this out while I finish up my statements.
How legible is that?
Bring it more to your left, and then a little bit closer. A little bit more to the left, right there. Yep. And that's pretty good standing right there. So,
can you tell what I asked for Christmas?
Yes. Well, I know what you asked for Christmas.
Well, I'm saying like the audience. Yeah.
I want to try and at least get before the preseason football starts, get all those fantasy players together
Mhm.
and then come up with a punishment at the beginning of the season
For
for the loser.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And then that way I could also collect money for the stamping of the names and everything for the end of the season. And while he's off screen, I'm going to clear out our predictions and pull up next week's stats or next week's games. For all you guys that are keeping track at home, I'm at 169. Nice. And 83. Matty J is at 152 and 105. So this is the last week of the NFL. And I'm ready to start making predictions.
Okay, before we do that, let's talk about who's left for playoff. Can you pull up the playoff? At least the standings. So clinching in the AFC first overall, or the first playoff bracket, or first, you know what I'm
Number
trying to
one
say.
spot.
Thank you. Kansas City Chiefs. They will be hosting and they'll get their bye week.
Yep.
Um
Number 2 is the Bills.
the Bills. For that it is all like the I don't know about 2-3, but anyway, so the Bills have clinched. Pittsburgh and Baltimore has clinched. They are the interesting part of this conversation. So is the Bengals. They're in the hunt. The Houston Texans have clinched. The Chargers have clinched, and then also in the hunt are Miami and Denver.
Yep.
And Miami was also clinching. So let's talk about NFC North ball first. Baltimore can win AFC North number 1
Yep.
with a win or tie.
Yep.
If they win or tie, they get that spot.
Yep.
Number 2 for them to also clinch the AFC North. So if they lose, if Pittsburgh loses or tie,
Yep.
even if both team loses, Baltimore would still get that number 1 overall seed or
Now,
the AFC North crown. Yeah.
But if Pittsburgh wins,
So if Pittsburgh wins, they also need Baltimore to lose.
okay.
So if Pittsburgh loses, they're still in the playoffs, but they don't win the North.
Okay.
If Pittsburgh needs to win and Baltimore needs to lose for them to have any chance of winning
The AFC North.
Which that's a tall ask because I feel like both those teams are super competitive. Depending on how they're looking in their matchups, they're not going to rest starters.
Yeah. I also
They want to win and they want to have that first round bye.
I also think both
Or
teams,
not, they want to have home field advantage.
This is future. My predictions are that Baltimore and Pittsburgh are going to win their matchups.
So with that, I mean, yeah, I had to go back and look. But with that, Baltimore would win the AFC North, and Pittsburgh would clinch a wild card.
Yep.
With that, the last wild card spot is between Cincinnati, Miami, and Denver.
Yep.
Cincinnati needs to win, and they need Denver and Miami to lose. They are in probably
the tallest order.
They are in the worst spot to be in because you're outside looking in situation. They need to win, and they need the other 2 teams to lose. Miami needs to win and needs Denver to lose.
Yep.
The best situation is if you're Denver. If you win, you're in. If you don't win, you need Miami to lose or tie, and you need Cincinnati to lose or tie. If both those teams lose or tie, then you're in. But if you win, you're in if you're Denver. And I think, I think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Looking at AFC or NFC North, they have a little situation. Number 1, or let's just look at the NFC North who's clinched. So,
yeah, the Detroit Lions and the Vikings.
They have both clinched. They're fighting for who is in charge of the NFC North and who gets the first overall.
The Packers have clinched a wild card spot.
Yes, they have. Yeah. But so for their situation, they are both clinching a playoff spot. They're trying to figure out who's going to get that first overall in the playoffs. Philadelphia clinches. The Commanders clinch. They get the wild card. Tampa Bay and Falcons, we'll talk about them because they're in the top of their sack.
Yep.
And then the Rams clinch the West. So for Detroit, if Detroit wins, which at the time of when I wrote it, they needed to win tonight. They've done that. So now what they need to do is for them to win versus Minnesota in Detroit. On the flip side, Minnesota needs to win at Detroit. So whoever wins this next week's matchup,
That's a rough matchup.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And especially how last game
Last
they
matchup
played,
win. Yeah.
it's going to be a great game to see. For clinching the NFC South, Tampa Bay needs to win, and they're in.
Yep.
If Atlanta loses or ties, they're also in. Atlanta needs to win, and they need Tampa Bay to lose. So with that we know, let's get into our picks.
Okay.
And I'll have this somewhere in the background so we can reference. Yes, I'm proud of it.
It is a very nice. I also really enjoy the Among Us.
I didn't write those.
All right, so Browns Ravens for Saturday Night Football.
I'm already lost. I'm just gonna go with what I think is true. I think the Ravens are gonna take care of business.
I think so as well.
I needed to do really well last week and this week to have a chance to beat you.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Dude, the Steelers 4 weeks in a row have had short weeks.
And honestly, I think
It
the Bengals have more of a we need to win than the Steelers do. I'm rolling with the Bengals, who are kind of starting to get hot, and the Steelers defense
yeah,
has been looking real suspect lately. Which is that's your guys' anchor.
yeah.
I don't know if George Pickens is gonna play, but I'm gonna roll Bengals because they need this win.
I'm gonna roll.
I think you should.
Steelers.
I think you should. But from what I'm seeing, I think the Steelers are looking like we're already in.
Yeah.
Why risk it?
And so,
And we're a good road team. They're a
Yeah.
great road team. Why do we need home field advantage?
Yeah.
Let's just keep all of our people healthy. If Cincinnati wins, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And they're not looking really good this down the stretch that we've seen in the last 4 weeks.
and
Last 3 weeks.
I think it's just because they've played so many short weeks.
And they played tough teams. They played Baltimore. They played the Chiefs.
And it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the year too. Whoever came up with the schedule for the Steelers
did not like them in the second half.
Yeah, is diabolical.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. They did have a pretty easy schedule,
They did.
minus their conference interplay.
So Panthers, Falcons. I'm gonna go Falcons.
I'm also gonna go Falcons. Falcons need this win. Now, do the Panthers and Bryce Young want to go out there and just absolutely snuff out the Falcons season?
Dude, I could see it.
They did that last week.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not last week. No, actually, they lost. They lost to Tampa Bay the week prior. Yeah. They look really good, and then they look really shit against the Buccaneers. So
Tampa Bay is
they're sitting there like, oh, we need to sit up on our chairs a little bit.
So next one, Cowboys, Commanders.
These are both teams. No one's gonna Cowboys. They're already eliminated. Commanders, they got a wild card.
Yeah.
They're not gonna move with a win or loss. This is kind of a pre-game or preseason game.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders. I'm gonna go Cowboys because I think they're gonna still keep in Cooper Rush. Even though I don't really have a ton of this is one of those games. I don't care. I'm only doing it just because it's a split.
Yeah. Try and shorten up that distance.
Yeah, just so it's a little bit okay, I don't feel as bad.
Bears, Packers.
I'm gonna
still think the Packers owns the Bears.
I'm gonna go with the Packers, even though you're probably not gonna see them put in their starters.
Yeah. Texans, Titans.
I'm gonna go with the Titans because the Texans are gonna rest their starters, and I think the best QB rating in the last 4 weeks has been Mason Rudolph, and I don't know if maybe he wants to get a better deal with the Titans or just a better deal with the next team he's gonna go spot at,
or just get the starting spot.
Maybe get the starting spot over.
The Titans all season have played mediocre, and if they play their draft picks right and do some good off-season trading.
But that's another thing. Don't you think they maybe want to try to lose to try to get a more favorable?
And see, that's a possibility too. But as much as you hate it seeing as a fan, but in the strategical space,
I hate seeing it at the moment. But if it helps me out down the line,
yeah,
I take it. Yeah.
But also the Titans fan base has been teetering off for the last couple of years, especially after getting rid of fucking Derek.
Yeah.
I was just all right, dog, why'd you get rid of Derrick Henry? That absolutely killed a lot of their fan base trust.
Yeah,
100%.
to not try
Yeah.
to just make it work with him,
Yeah.
pay him the money he wants.
Yeah.
Who's been looking pretty good down the stretch? Like at least they look like they're having
Yeah.
fun. Strange is popping off. Mac Jones is finding that connection with Strange pretty naturally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with the Jags or the Colts,
You're gonna roll with the Jags. Okay.
and I think the Colts are kind of dead. Like they have just not looked super great,
You know,
especially like if they beat the
the Jags
fucking
just don't have a consistent quarterback. I think that's what's really killing them. Or the
well,
Colts, I should. Yeah, the Colts.
oh the Colts
Yeah, the Colts have not had a consistent quarterback. Like they go
between Anthony
between
Richardson
and Joe
or
Flacco,
yeah, I think
and like
wasn't it for Anthony Richardson? He was injured again. Isn't that why like he didn't start?
I don't think so. I think because like I remember initially Anthony Richardson got injured and Joe Flacco started.
Yes.
Joe Flacco played good for a couple
Well,
games.
it was even like, hey, we're gonna bench. I think at first it was we're gonna bench Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson because he is not performing.
yeah.
Get
He
Joe
had
Flacco in
he had
there.
two good first games. Then did not produce.
Yeah.
Um, and then Joe Flacco played good, but then he didn't produce.
Mm.
Then Anthony Richardson played. He was good, didn't produce. Joe Flacco goes in again, and it's just been a wishy-washy like that. I think is killing whatever momentum the Colts have.
I agree.
So it's why I'm also going to agree with you. I think the Jags are going to win this one.
Yeah.
Um, Bills, Patriots.
Bills are gonna they're not gonna start Josh Allen, but the Patriots are not gonna want to lose that number 1 overall seed. I'm gonna roll with Bills.
Yeah.
And I think who was their backup quarterback that put in? He actually didn't look too bad.
Fucking was it Carson Wentz?
No, that's the Chiefs backup.
Okay. Nick? No, not Nick Foles.
No. Anyway, I'll look it up later.
Dude, it's someone that like I know. Like when you say his name, I'm gonna hate myself for not remembering it.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Eagles, Giants. I don't know, man. That's because here's the thing. Kenny
Man,
Pickett. I'm gonna talk while you're looking that
yeah,
up. The Kenny Pickett was looking good. Problem is he came in last week banged up, and then he played a game. He got hurt. He was wearing the flat jacket, still got hurt. And then I don't even know who their next, quarterback is. Drew Lock. I mean, last week he looked really good.
okay, you're really
Um,
gonna hate yourself for who this dude is.
okay, all right.
So
He has played before.
yes, he's been a starter for two different teams. One was AFC, one was NFC. Both are NFC and AFC North teams.
Not Mitch Trubisky, is it? Oh fuck. It was Mitch Trubisky because he had one touch. He had like one throw for 69 yards and a touchdown. And I
Yeah,
remember reading that going like, what? And it was a screen pass that just went down the field.
yeah.
So anyway,
So yeah,
yeah,
that's why I was sitting there like, I'm gonna hate myself.
I remember as soon as you said, I
I said,
remember.
like, as a quarterback that's played for both the AFC and NFC, you're like,
And
what?
then you said the North, and I was like, the Lions, no. And then I was like, the Bears. I was like, Mr. Trubisky's bounced around. And then I was like, oh fuck, he played for the Steelers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anywho,
but yeah,
man, I don't know between the Giants and like I think Drew Lock is like, hey, I'm trying to get my I'm trying to get paid.
I'm gonna go Eagles just because I think Saquon is gonna be playing.
Oh man, that's the thing. Do I think they're gonna maybe try to just force him the ball in the first half, let him get his 100 yards?
Dude, I think it's gonna be a run game until Saquon breaks the record.
God damn it, I don't know. You know, with how Drew Lock looked,
You're rolling with Giants.
I'm just gonna roll with it with the Giants. I
And
think the Eagles
honestly,
are in a spot where they can lose in there. It doesn't
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
matter.
And like, I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
I see your point. Whereas give fucking Saquon the rock, let
let
him
him run
break the
up 100
record.
yards,
Yeah,
101 yards at a minimum.
He's
Yeah.
101
And
yards.
like he's shown the potential to run 60, 70 plus yard, I think 80 plus yard touchdowns as well. And like if he gets
We'll see, man. Here's the thing, too. The Giants defense is not going to go like, here, Mr. Barkley, here's your open lane. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah.
Like,
and like the Giants are definitely going to be out there for blood too. But I think Saquon, and Saquon,
he's
is
great.
strong as shit, dude.
Number 2 running back in the league.
And like I remember us in the beginning of the season talking about Derek and
Mm-hmm.
Saquon with their respective teams, and we're
Yeah.
like, I don't think they're going to do that well. I'm glad that my foot was caught in my mouth, and then I'm wrong on that prediction.
I have to double check. We both said that they're not going to do well.
Well, like I don't like not well, but like they're just not going to seem to see the same numbers that they had in previous seasons.
I have to go back and look at what I said there. I don't remember saying that.
We just thought that like they want to get as many touchdowns because like they'd run all the way down the field.
I'm going Buccaneers over Saints.
Okay, I'm gonna go Bucks as well.
As to our whiteboard, Denver needs to win and they're in.
Yep.
And I can only assume they're going to start Carson Wentz over Patrick Mahomes. Give me Bo Nixon for the win.
Nixon for the win.
Win and in.
I am not
Bo Nixon wins in.
I am not a crook Nixon.
No, I am not the rookie of the year candidate.
Chargers, Raiders. I'm gonna go Chargers over Raiders.
I'm gonna go Raiders again because again, I don't see the Chargers starting their people. They already clinched. Amir Abdullah is still cooking.
Yeah.
Go Big Red. Let's fucking go Raiders.
Yeah.
Go Raiders.
I'm gonna go Rams over Seahawks.
So you know it's funny. You know who our backup quarterback is?
Who?
You're gonna be mad if you don't guess it.
Yes, I probably am.
Former NFC West quarterback.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G is our backup quarterback.
That's a pretty solid
Backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and then Stetson Bennett is our 2 backup quarterbacks. So even if he's in there, here's the thing. We're probably going to run it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to let it really fly with Jimmy G and Tutu Atwell and who's that other? Oh my God, he's the Texas. He played for Texas. Fuck, what is that guy's name? He fucking Remington, I think is the rookie that we have.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with Rams. It's my team.
Rams.
And I think we have a competent backup.
Yeah. You have 2 confident backups.
Yeah.
One of them is damn near 30. So
yeah. And then there's Jimmy G.
it's like 22.
22. Fucking porn stars.
Dolphins, Jets. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
I'm also gonna go Dolphins. They need to try to keep up. They need to win and they need Denver to lose. And the Jets are dead.
Yeah.
Dude,
Jets are dead.
Dude, there's no fucking way I can expect
Tyrod Taylor just goes up and shows out.
Yeah. 2 gloves, Tyrod.
Yeah. 49ers, Cardinals.
I don't care.
I'm gonna go 49ers.
I'll go Cards.
And then we have Vikings, Lions.
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Perfect that it's in Sunday, or is it Sunday or Monday?
Monday Night Football.
No.
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. Is there a Monday night? Can you scroll all the way down?
Yeah. I think college football is playing on Monday.
Oh, so there's not going to be a Monday night.
Yeah.
Primetime Sunday night. Dude, we got to roll with the Lions.
Dude, Lions faithful.
We got to roll with them. And with how Dan Campbell is, man, he's not going to be happy unless they take that.
Oh, dude. Dan Campbell, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
David Montgomery, get out there.
Yeah, fucking right. They want to at least try to get him in for the playoffs, which I think he might.
It's just like, he's going to be sitting there like, fucking.
Dude, I would fucking love to see Aiden Hutchinson come back.
Oh, dude,
I don't think they
if we
should.
see Aiden
Maybe for the
Hutchinson,
Super Bowl, man. I would love to see him back for the Super Bowl. I want to know his fucking. Maybe I'll look that up whenever for the next episode.
yeah.
What's his kind of recovery timeline looking
I'm
like?
actually gonna look at David Montgomery's too.
I know that they were saying that David Montgomery could.
Yeah,
He could
he
make
can
it.
make it for the playoffs. At least if they make it to the conference round,
Hmm.
I think that's when they're predicting him to be back in.
I agree.
Um, especially if they get a bye, dude. Oh my god, like they could potentially get a whole lot more of their injured players back,
Yeah.
and then the Lions are going to be pretty unstoppable. And like I think they have the chance to stop Saquon on the run.
Mm.
They've been able to stop the run against other teams all season.
But they haven't played a team like the Eagles
Yeah,
when it
but
comes
as
to
long
the
if
run.
if Jalen Hurts is still out, I think they have a much better chance.
I don't think he'll be out by then because I mean he had a
He's been in concussion protocol though.
yeah, I know, but like in the next like 2-3 weeks though.
Concussions, depending on how serious they are, you can be out for a month or two.
Yeah, and I mean it looked bad. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but I mean he missed all of last week. He'll do this week, and then potentially next week. That's 4 weeks. That's a
yeah,
month.
but like they still have to play in the first round of the playoffs. And if they
Yeah,
don't
but
have
don't they?
Jalen Hurts and they have Kenny Pickett, who's also banged up,
He didn't look bad though.
he didn't look bad, but
And
he
and
is
here's the
banged
thing,
up.
he is banged up. I think depending on what his injury is, if he rests for this week, I if
Yeah,
don't start him. Do not start Kenny Pickett.
yeah,
If Jalen Hurts is not going to go in, Kenny Pickett's a quality quarterback. I don't know who this other cat is. I don't
yeah.
even know his name. He might get a win.
Start the third string
Yeah, quarterback. Yeah, I can't remember homeboy's name.
Rest up Kenny
Oops.
Pickett.
Run Saquon,
Yep.
and as soon as he breaks that record, dude, pull him and put in Gainwell.
Yep.
Or is it still Gainwell
I
who's their
think it's
backup?
Gainwell. Yeah.
Yeah, put in Gainwell. Let him run the rest of the game. If you guys do 3-and-outs and you guys just get railed by fucking the Giants, who cares?
Yeah. As long as
You at least Saquon got the record.
like, yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to stay healthy.
I call even if they lose, as long as Saquon gets the record, that's a win.
That's a win.
Yeah.
For
Even
Saquon,
then,
that's just
just
like a
no, even then for like Eagle fan base, just having your team, having one of your players.
I think it would be annoying for you to be an Eagles fan and go like, "Yeah, that's our boy." It's like that's recently your boy.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
But it's also
Don't act like all the years before him you weren't cussing him out in your stadium when he's
yeah.
running all over you guys.
But it's the Eagles fans.
It is the Eagles
Yeah.
fans. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just immediately just start going like, "That's our guy." I've always fucking laced Saquon. This tattoo that's fresh ink. I had it
It
when he
still got
fucking got drafted.
has the wrapping on it.
Fucking loved him in Penn State, man. He was fucking the guy. He can fucking squat 605, man. He's a fucking running back. I always loved Saquon. No, you didn't, dude. You probably hated him when he was a fucking Giant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
No, I agree. But the Eagles fans, they're probably going to be exactly.
I know a couple personally, yeah.
Yeah.
And they are fucking something else.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's about it. I mean, the other big thing I want to talk about is that Iowa State is still at number 3
Oh, for college
in
basketball.
college basketball.
The Blues, here's the thing. It's New Year's Eve at 4 p.m. They play the Winter Classics in Wrigley Stadium versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Is it cool with when they do an ODR, which is, do you remember what I told you an ODR is? What is it?
Offensive.
No.
No. Okay. All right.
It's an acronym. You're
Yeah.
correct. Outdoor.
Oh, outdoor rink.
There you
Yeah.
go. He's fucking. Um, and they set it up in Wrigley Stadium, and they have sick uniforms. Can you pull that up real quick? Can you post it on so that the people see it? If not, not a big deal.
The
They
other
can
thing,
Google it.
Sidney Crosby,
Yeah,
fucking, he hit like 1,000 some odd goals or something like that.
yeah. So the
He,
kid,
it's not anywhere near Wayne Gretzky,
no,
but
he's not.
he
He-
did
He's.
climb the ranks in.
I gotta look up. He's probably close to Mario Lemieux, who was a former Pittsburgh Penguin as
Yeah,
well.
but he's in like the top 4 or 5 now of like
All time.
all-time scorers. So that was a big thing that happened this week too. So like when we said at the beginning of this episode, this week has been crazy for sports.
Yeah.
It's been all over the place.
We're just a football podcast. We're admitting it now. Oops a daisy.
We're trying our best.
We are trying our best.
Oh, there it is. All right, cool. What was I was looking up?
Winter Classic 2024. And then do image.
Jerseys?
Yeah, do uniforms. Here we go. Do 20. Oh wait, fucking goddamn it.
This one?
That it's the Blackhawks versus this one. This one's a little bit better because the Blues versus the maybe they have it as 2025. That one. Sick fucking unis. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
They
Love it.
look
Love
pretty
it.
fucking solid.
Yeah. So that'll be going on. If we're probably gonna do a game cast, I'm probably gonna have that game on because I am the most casual Blues fan you'll ever run into.
Yeah.
Like I love St. Louis Cardinals. I love the St. Louis Rams. Follow them to LA. Oh, I'm starting to watch hockey now. Who's in St. Louis? The Blues.
Yeah.
When did they win? 2000 and 17, 18. We were at Josh. That's when they won it. I think it was 18.
And I'm gonna have to edit that.
That was their first Stanley Cup win.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to edit that one.
Why?
You said his last name.
Fuck. God damn it. God damn it.
But
Damn it.
I think the Penguins' last win
Dude,
was
so close. We
so
were so
close,
close.
Dude. An hour 21 in.
Oh man.
And now I'm gonna have to edit this and put it in after New Year's.
Sorry.
Yeah. But what was the other thing? The Penguins won, I think 17 was their last Stanley Cup or 19. Because I'm also a casual.
Is when they had Phil
Penguins.
Kessel, I think.
So I want to say 17.
I don't know if it was that recent.
It still was pretty recent.
It was pretty recent.
Because I think I was still working at Outback when they won, because one of my coworkers was also a all Pittsburgh fan too.
Best in my opinion, best lore, best overall championship trophies, the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Best lore, best kind of fucking just appeal in the tradition, shit that you can do with it.
I think Vince Lombardi is the second.
The thing is, man, it's a fucking football on a thing.
I think it's just the history and how long it's been around.
Yeah, but the people, like his family, kind of some bitches. Like they freaked out when.
Now, number 3 best trophy is the Pop-Tart Bowl trophy.
Actually, hold up, wait a minute. The World Series trophy, in my opinion, is cooler looking than.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, with long-term trophies, though, I'm thinking
more recognizable. Here's the thing: if you're gonna do a more recognizable, you gotta do that soccer one where it's like the soccer ball with like the dick girthy type of yeah.
That would be over Stanley. Stanley would be number 2.
Ah, dude, overall, I would still I would be in the minority. I would still rank Stanley number 1.
Yeah, and like you're not disagreeing with on it.
Yeah,
but I'm also just saying how the world would perceive it.
Yes,
FIFA Cup would be more recognizable. But I think Lombardi would be number 3. Then the Pop-Tart Bowl would be number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the toaster, gotta rep my team. What's up? Like,
we're ready to call this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host Matty J. I had a great episode. Also, happy birthday to me. By the time this
comes out, yeah. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know.
Fuck it. We said happy birthday for you last year, so
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah. Bye guys.
Bye.